Going live. Okay, I think you can hear me now. Elsa, thank you so much for that. I think people can hear me now. That's probably much better. So thank you for that, you guys. Just had a little challenge with this other mic there, but the question I was asking, we're gonna get right into it because I have. This is perhaps one of the most consequential lives that I think I've done. Just going through life. This is July, and I want to ask you a question. Have you kind of lost your motivation? Has it been difficult for you to do the things that you had started the year wanting to do? Is there anybody who can identify? I know for the last couple of weeks, I really have been struggling to be as productive. I mean, granted, a lot of things are going on. It's summertime, the season is changing, as is my body, and all of these things. But why is it that what I'm going to talk about has become so important that it overrides even all of the changes and what is going on? And so before I begin, I want to give you a check, okay? In terms of your goals and the things that you want to accomplish this year, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about them on a scale of one to, let's say, 1 to 3? And I'm being very specific here. On a scale of 1 to 3, one being I have done nothing, and 3 is I am doing what I'm supposed to. So 2 is kind of middle of the ground. I want you to give yourself either write down the number 1, 2, or 3. 1 being I've done nothing on my most important goals, and 3 is I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm super motivated. You can still get from this program. You can still get from this live. So stay right here, please. Thank you so much. But take a check, give yourself a number, and let's see if by the end of this live, you are feeling better, you have more strategy, you are even more pumped. We're going to test it out because if it is that it is the outside circumstances that are standing in the way, then something like what you're going to hear today is not going to make a difference. But if it is that you feel different and you want to do different after you hear this talk today, it tells you that it really is a matter of controlling your thoughts, controlling what you think about what you want to accomplish, and that is what is going to actually help you to move ahead with your goals. Okay, so we're taking that check today. I know for me, I think I'm at like a right now. No, I'm super pumped because of me having gone through that process. But even from a couple days ago, I think I was perhaps at a 1.5 to a 2. But I'm super pumped. If I had given myself like beyond the 3, I would be off the charts. Like that's where I am right now because of this information I'm going to share with you. You guys, a couple of updates before I go along. I'm not sure if you saw that I was trying to plant some flowers. Um Started a little flower garden. All the flowers have died. You know why? Because my dog has been peeing in the flower beds. So my husband literally called me on the phone. I was already in bed. He was outside. He called me on the phone from outside to say, do you know that Seth is peeing? These flowers will not grow. It's acidic now. I had a lovely hydrangea. Oh my goodness. And it is dead. So somebody, my friend Ramona, had warned me to get a picket fence around the flower bed. I didn't do that. I just had like the bricks, trying to be a little rustic. And I just had just one row of bricks. So obviously he's a big dog, he's a Roddy. He just jumps over and does his business. So any I'm gonna post it because I mean we wanna post the wins as well as the things that have not gone as well in the hope that we can get advice on how to move forward. But that is my little challenge with Mr. Set. The dog's sleeping right there next to me right now. But I want to get into today's topic about how I found my motivation again. A couple days ago, I think, so I'm a life coach for those of you who don't know, and I help women in particular to live, to speak, and to lead with confidence. And please chat back to me. I want to hear from you. Elsa, if you hear, please chat back to me. I really want to hear from you guys today. I was on a call, and the coach, the master coach, she asked a question. She asked a question. oh, she was talking about a conversation that she had had with her son, who's a pro golfer. And she said that she asked him, what's the difference between one golfer and another? Because all of them are pro golfers. They all play well. Yes, there are varying degrees of expertise, but to get to pro golf, you have to be at a certain level. And so she and her son, who had just turned pro golf, were discussing why are some people better than others. And the secret, that's what I want to talk about today. I've spoken about it today, but in just talking about life and just going about life, we lose our mojo, we lose the focus. We Oh my goodness, that is what this is about. And she said that they came upon the secret again. You know what that is? Guess what it is? It's desire. It's how much you want it. It is that red hot in Think and Grow Rich. I was reading it just before. You guys have to go get this book. You guys have to go get this book. If you have not read it, you need to read it. If you've read it, you need to read it again. Napoleon Hill, in the book he calls Desire, that is chapter 2. I feel like I'm becoming Bob Proctor now. Bob, Bob Proctor actually has some videos where he has this exact same book in his hand. What is happening, you guys? And Napoleon Hill, he calls desire an energy. He calls it a pulsating want of something, that nothing stands in the way between you and that thing. It's a pulsating, fierce, strong kind of feeling that I want this and I'm going out to get it. Is that you? Might it be that the reason we are struggling halfway through the year, especially us women who are bogged down with the cares of the world? Okay? We're not complaining. We're not complaining. But we have a lot of responsibilities. And I guess it's men as well, right? We have a lot of responsibilities, as well as having the full-time jobs and wanting to take care of ourselves, and having the partner and maybe the family, and maybe being daughter as well to elderly parents, all of these things. Hey Charlene, good morning, nice to see you here. As well as all of these things, we lose the desire for the goals that are in front of us. I know, I was like, why am I struggling to wake up? Why am what is going on? What's happening, Lisa? Right? Yes, you did. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy you set the alarm. Thank you. Did you get the email, or was it on LinkedIn you saw, Charlene? Thank you so much for being here. We lose desire. And I want to ask you today, in that goal that you might be heading for, or the things that you still want to accomplish in 2024, when I'm going live with this, stream, have you lost your desire? Can we check in right now to see how much you still want it and what has gotten in the way? Yes, you got the email, and this is so you had to log. Excellent. You're in the right place, my girl. She said this is her struggle. I know you're tired. I know we have all these things going on. But why is it that when you hear something like this that reminds you that it starts with your thoughts, that it starts with you generating a pulsating want within you? Oh my gosh, that's sounding a little kinky. No, but you know what I mean. Generating a desire, a pulsating want for something so much that you get into action to make it happen. Why is it when you hear something like that, that all of the obstacles that you had at the beginning of this live stream, are they still there? What happened with the desire that you started the year with? So let's do a bit of another exercise. Think of the goal. Why do you want it? You can write it in the chat. You can write it down. You can DM me after. You can find me on Instagram to tell me. I might be jumping on Instagram even after this to kind of talk to my Instagram people, right? Because, we're saying bye bye to Facebook. I'm saying bye bye to my club on the 31st of July. Because I'm doing new things and I just do not appreciate being canceled. I like no, you have to build your own community. That's what I'm going to be doing. Okay. But take a check right now. First of all, where were you? One, two, three. Okay. And now you're beginning to hear again about desire. W- Are the obstacles still in the way? What happened to the desire? Let me tell you some of the reasons. And let me go into my little notebook and my notes, right? Let me tell you some of the reasons, okay, that we lose desire. Okay. So Charlene says financial freedom, peace, progress, stability. Okay, that's some big goals. Are they specific? Do you have a specific number for financial freedom, for example? What does peace look like to you? Those kinds of things. So goals do have to be smart. That was not just a cliche. But beyond making the goal smart, even before we start there, the thing that I've realized is that it starts with that desire. Why do you want what you want? Think of that burning goal, that thing you said you wanted. Is it still valid? It could be that it's no longer relevant. Okay, no problem. But for the most part, the thing that I know for sure because I'm experiencing it myself is that we lose focus because we lose desire. I want to return us this morning at the halfway mark of the year 2024. I want to return us to desire, to ask you the question, why did you want it in the first place? That has not changed. What changed was that you got busy. You got bogged down with just living life day by day. Didn't you? Oh my goodness, yes. That's what happened. Hey, Livar, for me, it's pausing to refocus. I find that unless I have extreme clarity, I can't be as effective as I like. Hey, Livar, oh my goodness, my friend is here as well. Nice to see you. So, Livar, that pause is the pause is not because you're stalling. You literally are pausing to reflect and refocus because there's a plan to continue. Am I reading you right? There is a plan to continue. Many people don't even know why they've stalled. Many people have stalled in their goals because they forgot to want what they want. I did a keynote about a month. Are we in July? Yeah, we are. I did a keynote about a month ago, and I was speaking to women, and I'm very particular to us because, like, we carry the weight of the world. We carry a lot, and even in my coaching practice, you realize that women are not just emotionally burdened, but that those emotional burdens manifest in physical ailments, in the way we look or not look, in the way we move or don't move, in whether we are agile or shuffling about. Oh, it manifests in where we carry weight in our bodies as well. All of these things affect us. So far, let's get into the point beyond living and having trouble at home and in relationships with the children and taking it so personally, far less finding the time to desire, to want what you want. It almost seems impossible, except when you hear stuff like this and you realize it's all in your head. It's all in your head. The reason you lost it was because it got away from your head. It wasn't just the circumstances. It was you not being able to focus in spite of. That's not blaming anybody. I'm right there myself. So, I mean, why would I even be hitting on myself that kind of way? I'm just stating what has happened and to give us a strategy for getting back to focus and getting back to this very childlike thing called desire. I'm not going to leave you stranded this morning. I'm not going to leave you with this nice talk about desire and not give you a way to make it happen, to make it continue, to make you win for the next 6 months of the year. Stick with me, okay? Let me tell you a story. Those of you who I love telling stories. If you are a speaker, tell stories, give illustrations. People are more likely to listen. This story comes from, again, this book. Think and Grow Rich. And I think it's also in the chapter on desire. You guys, when you're done here, if you have not read that book, like, please stop shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, go get the book. There are two of them. This is Think and Grow Rich, and then there's one Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice, right? And by Dennis Kimbro, and it was, it talks really about the unique struggles that Black people face, even in going after desire, because it always seems like we have to come from further down to get further up, doesn't it? So that book, if you get the Think and Grow Rich, the Black Choice, I read that one as well. You can get that one as well if you're listening and you're Black, and really get very specific to our needs. In the second chapter of that book, there's a story told about a sharecropper's daughter who came to the main house. In the sharecropping days, this was just after slavery in the United States, and they didn't want to exactly give them freedom. So they're like, okay, you're going to work the land and you get paid a certain small picayune amount. Okay. And the story's told, and this man who's telling the story was the nephew of the master still. And he says that while he was with his uncle, who's the master who owns the land, a young girl about 12 years old came to the main house. And she stood there and she says to his uncle, the master who owns the land, my mother said that she needs, I think it was 25 cents, which was a lot. I don't know what the equivalent is. That's not the point. The point is about desire. Anywho, the uncle was not pleased to see this young Black girl, kind of in his space and wanting money for her mother. So he said, you better leave or I'm going to take the switch to you. I mean, all sorts of emotions are going through me while I'm reading that story. So, but still, I'm taking away what I need from it, and I hope you do too. He says it once, she doesn't flinch, she doesn't move, right? Threatening, his eyes and his entire face is like dark clouds, threatening. Somebody with less desire would have left. And this observer, who's the nephew who's telling us this story, he says now he's getting afraid for the young girl because his uncle is getting very angry. But she insists. She doesn't move. She's just like, she's staying there, right there. She said what she wanted, and he said no. And she keeps on staying there, and he keeps on saying no. And he's taking the switch, and he's coming to her. And the nephew says, at some point, as the uncle is approaching the young girl to beat her, this girl, instead of being scared, is so filled with desire that she says, I've got to get that 25 cents. And forgive me if I got the amount wrong. You'll forgive me. I hope I did justice, at least, to the emotion of the story. And the narrator, who's the nephew, he says that the uncle put the switch down. And the uncle took a step back. He handed the girl the money because in that moment, her desire so outclassed and so outdid him wanting to retaliate against her that he was floored by it and he capitulated. To capitulate is to give in reluctantly. That is what desire does. He gave in. And he said, almost like the reflection in that chapter on that incident, the nephew is saying to us, he looked at his uncle and he's saying that his uncle was just so wondering, how is it that a 12-year-old little Black girl could have bested him like that? It is desire. I won't be taking up too much more of your time, okay? And that story for me tells me how desire makes us almost immune to the circumstance. I'm not saying we're going to be like Superwoman and Superman taking bullets to the chest. Oh, no, nothing of the sort. But we have so many excuses for why we can't get to the goal. And right now, at halftime in 2024, these excuses are getting in the way. I'm saying to us, returning us to why do you want it? When you figure out why you want it, want what you want with such red hot desire that you get moving again. The way that you know It was not the circumstance and all of the excuses that we have. It's because right now, if you were at a one, you were probably at least at a 1.5, because it's really the thoughts about the thing and not the thing itself that makes you move or not move. So when you change your thoughts and when you deeply focus on wanting this thing, that's where you start. I love to start. Sorry, pardon me. I love to start some of my coaching sessions by going over the goals that my clients have set. You know why? Because you can just get bogged down in how you're running the coaching session, what you want to accomplish today. But can we at all times see the forest for the trees? Can we always be reminded of why we are doing something? If you are reminded of why you do something all the time, you are more likely to attain consistency. You are more likely to get up when you don't want to. You are more likely to do the things that might not come easily or naturally because you know what you're heading for. What do you want, you guys? Why do you want it? I want us to, for the next couple hours, to just spend, and that's where vision boards come in, writing down the goals and going over them come in. That's where all of these things come in. We often forget to do that. Recently, I started, and I'm kind of winding down now. Recently, I started deeper accountability with my clients. So, there are many habit tracking apps all over the place. Some of them allow you to not just track your habits, but to also be social and let other people in so that they can see and comment on your progress. Let me give you an example. So this one's not a client anymore. She's a friend, and we're deciding to track our faith fitness journey. We just started. Okay. Yesterday, I usually do my workouts in the morning, but yesterday I had some stuff I had to take care of. But I promised myself that by the evening time, I would have done my prescribed run, do all the things, whatever. So this friend of mine in the app is seeing that, I have not checked in for the day. And so she, just the accountability of her messaging me, made me know, okay, I've got people to, like, not please, but they're holding me accountable. As did my trainer text me to be like, okay, what's happening today? Aren't you supposed to be running today? All of these things, gave me that sense of responsibility, get it done. Anywho, and this is just funny, right? And then I'll tell you about how I'm setting up accountability and inspiration for you for the next couple months. Okay. When I finished my run and I checked in, then I realized my friend who had really called me out earlier, hers was not done. I text her and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Then she says, oh my goodness, I think that's her. Then she says, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I went to bed. I was like, what? Get up. We have just begun. We said 21 days of this. At least, even if you can't do the full thing, you can do a 10-minute dance routine from YouTube or whatever. This is what moves the needle for us, accountability. This is how you get reminded, even in spite of desire. This is how desire is fueled by momentum. She did it. I got a text so early this morning. This same friend, she's like, I'm getting out there today this morning because I'm not going to wait for later on in the day when I'm too tired. So she has already gone out, already crushed her goal for the day. That is what momentum looks like. So I have been sitting on something for the longest while, and I'm finally ready to let it out. Okay. And it is what I'm calling it the winner's circle. It's all set up already. I've been sitting on it for like the last 2 months, planning it, doing videos, knowing exactly what I'm planning to offer. And this is it. If you've heard this today and you're like, yeah, desire today, this is like a shot in the arm. This is like me taking a double espresso on a morning, which I've had already. Right? But what next, Lisa? Who's going to help me? I can help you. I can help you. I started just recently a group coaching program called the Winner's Circle, and the tagline is Come Home to Greatness. I imagine a weekly group coaching. So there's no one on one, right? You come into the group on a Sunday evening. You come in, and you can go right now. I better let me just put it and pin it in the chat. So you can go in there, lisam.dublin.com slash winners circle, and you can begin to sign up. There's an introductory winner circle. I think that's it. You tell me if you go there, just please. How do I pin this? Let me see if I can. I pinned the message. Yes, I did. Go there, sign up. We begin on Sunday because I wanted to catch it at halftime. I've been sitting on planning this for the longest while, but just so many things. I was like, no. A lot of things just happened recently, as of last week, to let me know that it is time to launch a program where a group of people can come together once a week, like a pit stop. You get teaching, and you get coached. Group coaching is like, how it's going to work is you write in with your questions or anything before, and in the 1 hour session, 1 hour is not going over. Take what you need and go. Okay, on a Sunday. So you are fueled for the week. You have strategy for the week. You are going after a certain goal for the week. The reason that we lose desire is because we are not reminded. Some of us will not do the things like they're prescribed in this book, like repeat your affirmations daily. I have done that for years. It's very childlike. No, it's childlike. It's something that grown-ups think that they don't have to do. But why is it that that constant auto suggestion of saying my confessions, saying the things that I am and want and how I'm going to get them, how is it that it has helped me today? And it continues. I still have reminders to say things that I'm currently making part of my identity, if that makes any sense. I'll be a child forever where that's concerned, because you do the childlike things in the background so that you can be a boss where it matters on life stage. This program is going to teach you. There's something about proximity. There are some coaching calls I don't miss on a weekly basis. No, because I need strength and I need encouragement and fuel and new information for me to make it happen. So you go to the winner's circle and sign up. There's an introductory founders member cost right now. It's at that point, it's for the next 6 months. And once we get to 20 people, I'm closing it off until January. You know why? Because we want to be able to chart people's progress from month to month. Go check it out, because you deserve to make your goals a reality. I hate when we don't win because of our own weaknesses or because we don't have support. The two things can work together to make your goals just fizzle out and to just let you live a life where you are just doing the ordinary when you were meant for greatness. It's very true what this guy says. Les Brown, he has this saying, greatness is within you. Every single person can resonate and can identify with that because you feel it. It's why you're on calls like this. Greatness is within you. How is it going to come out except if you develop discipline, consistency, even confidence for you to go after what you want? I'm telling you, like, and I don't mean to hold up myself as a standard, but I'm pretty focused. I'm pretty energized about my goals. And when I realize, okay, I struggle. I struggle with desire, with wanting and continuing to focus on what I want and wanting it badly as I wanted it last week. Oh, yesterday. When I realized that, I'm like, okay, so maybe there are more people like me who are struggling with their goals. Maybe there are more people who can come into a tight circle where it's group coaching, where you get taught and you get coached and you get what you need for the week and your goals get tracked in a group. Let me tell you, that kind of accountability, if even for saving face, you're going to get it done. Accountability works in many different ways. It satisfies within you. It also satisfies, okay, every single person around me is completing that goal. Okay, let me get up and do it as well. It works. And so I want to invite you to the next 6 months of accountability, the next 6 months of confidence, the next 6 months of consistency. I'm pretty consistent in showing up. And so we're going to meet, except if it's a long holiday and especially in December. But this goes into January because it's at the end of July. As I said, it's the first 20 people. And I've actually offered it to a couple people. Once those numbers come in today, we'll know where we're standing. But we're going to start on Sunday, and it's at 6 o'clock EST. It will be 4 o'clock my time, Mountain Standard Time. But it's a 1 hour power call that will give you strategy that in which you can get coached. So you write in or you right there on the moment if you are struggling with something. With my coaching experience and strategy, I'm going to help you. And when one person gets coached, that's how group coaching works. When you hear what one person is struggling with and how they get coached, you who are just listening, you learn so much. I have learned so much from just being on certain calls, listening to how other people get coached, that I didn't need to raise my hand myself. And when I did need to raise it, I did it because I understand that is the only way that I'm going to grow. All right, 31 minutes, you guys. So today's secret is desire. Spend time just simply figuring out why you wanted it in the first place. Get back into that red hot desire. And I want you to join the winner's circle where every single week you will be reminded. You will get to speak about the why of your motivation to make sure that the entire week you spend it on point and you come back the next week and you get filled for the journey ahead. So thank you so much. Give me some feedback. Let me know if this has been helpful, if you have any questions, and we'll take it from there. I'll be on tomorrow. It's Thursday. Thursday is supposed to be my usual day, but I'm like, I've sat on this enough. I'm ready to offer it. I'm ready to take this group of 20 people to the end of the year, God willing, and into January. We're going to do it. Okay. So make sure you're one of the 20. And believe you me, you're going to see results from day one. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. MST, right here on Basement Chronicles. Bye.